Namaskar and welcome to Sansad TV. I'm your host RAJIV Kumar Singh. After the success of G20 summit organized at New Delhi's newly built Bharat Mandapam, the national capital is ready to host another very important event in connection with India's G20 presidency. The India International Convention and Expo Center at Yashobhoomi will be hosting the 9th G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit and Parliamentary Forum, also known as P20. What is P20 all about? How does it build on the achievements of G20? What about the venue of the 9th P20? The sessions, the themes? We will know all these and much more in this episode of the program of what we are calling the Sansadiya Mahakumbh, or the World Parliamentary Pulse. Three weeks back, world's most powerful leaders assembled in New Delhi for the G20 summit held at the Bharat Mandapam. The Delhi Declaration, issued on the very first day of the summit with 100% consensus, marked the success of the summit. India's presidency was hailed and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership appreciated and recognized worldwide.
आज G20 के प्रेसिडेंट के तौर पर भारत पूरी दुनिया का आह्वान करता है कि हम मिलकर सबसे पहले इस ग्लोबल ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट को एक विश्वास, एक भरोसे में बदलें। यह हम सभी के साथ मिलकर चलने का समय है और इसलिए सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास का मंत्र हम सभी के लिए एक पथ प्रदर्शक बन सकता है। जब बरसों पुरानी चुनौतियां हमसे नए समाधान मांग रही है, 21वीं सदी का यह समय पूरी दुनिया को नई दिशा दिखाने वाला और नई दिशा देने वाला एक महत्वपूर्ण समय है। सबका साथ की भावना से ही भारत ने प्रस्ताव रखा था कि अफ्रीकन यूनियन को G20 की स्थायी सदस्यता दी जाए। भारत की G20 प्रेसिडेंसी देश के भीतर और देश के बाहर इंक्लूजन का, सबका साथ का प्रतीक बन गई है। भारत में ये पीपल्स G20 बन गया।
India is now all prepared to host the Speakers Summit and the P20 Parliamentary Forum. The P20 summit, led by India, will host 4 high-level sessions. Speakers of parliaments and invited parliamentarians of G20 countries will deliberate on global challenges and action-oriented efforts in these sessions. As people's representatives, parliamentarians are uniquely placed to respond to citizens' concerns by helping build enabling environment and legal frameworks and mobilizing wider societal support for key causes. Recognizing that parliaments can contribute substantively to fulfilling the mandate of G20, the P20 was created to provide a unique platform to bring fresh perspectives in our understanding of the challenges before mankind and finding acceptable solutions. Celebrating the Amrit Kaal of its independence, Bharat has been honored to host the G20 summit and is ready to host the 9th G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit and Parliamentary Forum.
हमारी संसद को हमारे G20 अध्यक्षता के क्रम में पार्लियामेंट P20 फोरम की मेजबानी करने का सम्मान मिलेगा। मैं इस प्रतिष्ठित सभा के प्रत्येक मान्य सदस्यों से अनुरोध करता हूं कि वे लोकतंत्र की जननी भारत की भूमि पर पूरे विश्व का स्वागत करने और वसुदेव कुटुंबकम, एक पृथ्वी, एक परिवार, एक भविष्य के मिशन को आगे बढ़ाने में शामिल हो। मुझे विश्वास है ये सभा इस ऐतिहासिक उपलब्धि पर माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व की सराहना करने, भारत के लोगों को उत्साह बढ़ाने और सभी संगठनों और व्यक्तियों के योगदान को सराहना करने में मेरा साथ देगी।
G20 Speakers Summits aim to bring a parliamentary dimension to global governance, raise awareness, build political support for international commitments, and ensure that these are effectively translated into national realities. The summits also seek to promote inter-parliamentary cooperation, enhance engagement between governments, parliaments and other stakeholders in the implementation of various G20 outcomes and advance the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. With Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, One Earth, One Family, One Future as the guiding principle of its G20 presidency, India aims to deliver consensus-based solutions to complex global issues in order to achieve our common objective of a more inclusive, peaceful and equitable world. India perceives its G20 presidency as a people's G20. This casts an important responsibility on parliaments, the embodiment of the people's will, to enrich the global debate on the themes carefully selected for the P20 summit.
भारत की G20 की अध्यक्षता समावेशी, आकांक्षी, कार्य उन्मुख, निर्णायक और जन केंद्रित रही है। G20 नेताओं के शिखर सम्मेलन में लिए गए निर्णय परिवर्तनकारी हैं और ये आने वाले दशकों में वैश्विक व्यवस्था को नया रूप देने में सहायक होंगे।
The Sansadiya Mahakumbh, or the World Parliamentary Pulse, would be a 3-day affair. The events would be held between the 12th and the 14th of October. What would be the schedule and the agenda at the Speakers Summit? Let us have a look. The summit will be preceded by a parliamentary forum on Thursday, 12th of October, which will be open to all delegation members. More than 20 speakers of parliaments from G20 countries, President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, Duarte Pacheco, and around a dozen speakers and delegations from guest countries are expected to participate in the P20 Speakers Summit. There will be a side event from 11 a.m. in which a meeting of the G20 Parliamentary Forum on Live, that is, Lifestyle for the Environment, will be organized to promote the adoption of sustainable lifestyles and sustainable patterns of production and consumption. The event will provide an opportunity for participants to share best practices and knowledge about climate action initiatives around the world. It will be followed by a dialogue lunch hosted by Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. There will be a meeting of delegation secretaries at 3 p.m. The draft of the joint statement will be discussed in the meeting. The 9th G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit will be hosted by the Parliament of India in collaboration with the Inter-Parliamentary Union on Friday 13th and Saturday 14th of October 2023.
हम अपनी समृद्ध बहुरंगी सांस्कृतिक विरासत और जीवंत लोकतंत्र की शक्ति को विश्व के समक्ष प्रस्तुत करेंगे। मुझे विश्वास है G20 तथा P20 शिखर सम्मेलन में आपके पूर्ण सहयोग से सफलतापूर्ण आयोजित होगा और भारत संपूर्ण विश्व में नेतृत्व की भूमिका निभाएगा।
The summit will kick off with the inaugural session, Democratic Resilience, on Friday, 13th of October, at 11 a.m. in the ballroom of Yashobhumi. After this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to interact with the speakers of the parliaments.
अध्यक्ष जी, आपके नेतृत्व में, क्योंकि भारत की अध्यक्षता नवंबर के आखिरी दिन तक है, इसलिए अभी हमारे पास जो समय है उसका उपयोग हम करने वाले हैं और आपकी अध्यक्षता में दुनिया भर के ये जो G20 के सदस्य हैं, P20 पार्लियामेंट के स्पीकर्स की एक समिट, जैसे आपने घोषणा की, सरकार का आपके इस प्रयासों को पूरा समर्थन रहेगा, पूरा सहयोग रहेगा।
There will be 2 more sessions on 13th of October. The first session will start at 2 p.m., the topic of which is Agenda 2030 for SDGs, showcasing achievements, accelerating progress. Starting at 3:30 p.m., the second session will discuss sustainable energy transition, gateways to a green future. In the evening of 13th of October, the delegation will visit Parliament House and offer tributes to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. The delegation members will also be shown around the new Parliament building, both the chambers and art gallery. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will then host the invited guests at a cultural evening and dialogue dinner. On the second day of the summit, on 14th of October, the third session will start at 10 a.m. on the topic of mainstreaming gender equality from women's empowerment to women-led development. The fourth and the final session of the conference will start at 11:30 a.m., the theme of which is transformation in people's lives through public digital platforms. After this, a concluding session will be held. A joint statement will be issued in the concluding session. Handing over of P20 presidency to Brazil will take place. IPU President Duarte Pacheco will address the gathering, followed by address by Deputy Chairman Rajya Sabha, after which Lok Sabha Speaker will make the concluding remarks. India is not only the world's largest democracy, but is also known as the mother of democracy. Democracy is the soul of India. In any democratic society, just as it is necessary to go to the roots of the setup to bring about any change in the country, similarly, speakers of parliaments of G20 countries will unite in India to find solutions to global challenges. Democracy in India is an age-old concept. According to the Indian ethos, democracy encompasses the values of freedom, acceptance, equality and inclusivity in the society, and it provides an opportunity to its common citizens to live a quality and dignified life. Participatory institutions like Sabhas, Samitis and Parliament have been mentioned in the lines of the earliest available sacred texts, Rig Veda and Atharva Veda. The great epics of this land, Ramayana and Mahabharata, also talk about involving people in the decision-making process. The ancient Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam inspires all the parliaments to come together like a family on one platform for the secure future of mankind on earth. The theme of the P20 under India's chairmanship is Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, Parliament for one earth, one family and one future.
मैं सदन से आग्रह करूंगा कि इस अवसर पर समस्त देशवासियों के साथ हमारे सभी देश के जनप्रतिनिधि, चाहे लोकसभा हो, विधानसभा हो, नगरीय विकास, पंचायत राज हो, सभी संस्थाएं इसको उत्सव के रूप में मनाएंगी और हमारा जो प्राचीनतम लोकतंत्र है उसको देश और विश्व के सामने बताने का एक अच्छा अवसर है.
Events related to the P20 will be held mostly at India International Convention and Exhibition Centre, Yashobhoomi, in Dwarka, Delhi. Yashobhoomi is one of the world's largest convention centre. It was recently inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India aims to provide consensus-based solutions to complex global issues to achieve the objective of a more inclusive, peaceful and equitable world. The 9th P20 Summit aims to promote inter-parliamentary cooperation, enhance engagement between governments, parliaments and other stakeholders in the implementation of various G20 outcomes and advance the 2030 agenda of sustainable development. India looks forward to a rich discussion with representatives of people around the world to address global issues. Yashobhumi, which has been developed in an area of 221 acres. The main auditorium is built on 73,000 square meters, which has a unique flower petal themed war room and simultaneous seating capacity for 11,000 people. Yashobhumi is truly gigantic. Yashobhumi is truly magnificent.
आज का विकसित होता हुआ भारत हर क्षेत्र में अपनी नई पहचान बना रहा है। कुछ दिन पहले हमने देखा है कि कैसे भारत मंडपम को लेकर दुनिया भर में चर्चा हुई है। ये इंटरनेशनल एग्जीबिशन सेंटर यशोभूमि इसी परंपरा को और भव्यता से आगे बढ़ाता है।
Yashobhumi is now ready to welcome the speakers of parliaments of G20 countries. Yashobhumi project has been built in an area of more than 8.9 lakh square meters. It is one of the world's largest convention and expo center. The convention center includes 15 convention rooms, including the main hall, grand ballroom, and 13 meeting rooms. This convention center can easily accommodate 11,000 people simultaneously.
यशो भूमि का सीधा सीधा संदेश है, इस भूमि पर जो भी होगा यश ही यश प्राप्त होने वाला है। ये भविष्य के भारत को शोकेस करने का एक शानदार सेंटर बनेगा। साथियों, भारत के बड़े आर्थिक सामर्थ्य, बड़ी व्यापारिक शक्ति को शोकेस करने के लिए भारत की राजधानी में जैसा सेंटर होना चाहिए, ये वो सेंटर है।
The main auditorium has the capacity to accommodate 6,000 guests. The auditorium has a new and automatic seating system. The grand ballroom has a seating capacity for more than 2,500 guests. There is also an open area here where 500 people can be seated. To cater to big meetings, the 8 floors of this convention center include 13 meeting rooms. The wooden flooring and stunning wall panels inside the auditorium will provide a world-class experience to the guests visiting here. Eight countries have hosted the P20 Speakers Summit before India. The first G20 Parliamentary Chairman Summit in Ottawa, Canada, took place in 2010. The second summit was held in 2011 in Seoul, South Korea. Third such meeting was organized in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in 2012. The fourth G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit took place in Mexico City, the capital of Mexico, in 2013. Fifth P20 Summit was held in Buenos Aires, Argentina in 2018. The sixth Parliamentary Speakers Summit was held in Tokyo, Japan in November 2019, while the seventh P20 Summit was held in Rome, Italy in 2021. And the eighth G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit was held in Jakarta, Indonesia in 2022. A good part of humanity hopes that India's leadership in the 9th G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit and Parliamentary Forum will exemplify the nation's unwavering commitment to global cooperation and the pursuit of sustainable solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. Through constructive dialogues and collaborative efforts with fellow G20 nations, India continues to champion the values of inclusivity, innovation and responsible governance. Together, we can shape a better, more equitable future for our nations and the world at large. That is all we have in this program. Keep watching Sansad TV. Good night.